Shalom, shalom. In today's video, I'm going to be covering something absolutely absurd, and yet not absurd. So this book before you is Sha'ar HaGilgalim, is a collection of the works by the Arizal. It was compiled by Chaim Vital and is considered one of the most authoritative texts in all of the Kabbalah. So with that being said, we're going straight into this. It says here, reincarnating into the inanimate. The matter of someone who reincarnates into something inanimate is explained with respect to the matter of Naval ha-Carmeli. As it says, his heart died within him and he turned into a rock. 1 Shmuel 25:37. The sod of the matter is understood from what will be explained later, that Lavan reincarnated into Bilam, and after that into Naval ha-Carmeli. Bilam the evil, who was a snake charmer, only had power in his mouth and was able to curse people effectively. Thus, when Bilam was killed, he reincarnated into a single rock, the level of inanimate, to atone for the snake charming he did with his mouth, as mentioned. When he reincarnated after that, it was into Naval ha-Carmeli, which was the beginning of his return to this world to become rectified. When the incident occurred in which he angered David and said, "Who is David and who is Ben Yishai?" 1 Shmuel 25:10, David wanted to kill him, since he had come to rectify the evil speech of Bilam, and instead sinned more by again transgressing with his mouth, cursing David, the king of Israel. Then Naval remembered and knew that in the beginning he had reincarnated into a rock to rectify the evil speech of Bilam, and that now he had cursed again. Therefore his heart died within him. When he remembered that he had originally been a rock to become rectified as mentioned, therefore it does not write, and he became a rock, but rather he was a rock. Naval was an important person, so it doesn't have to be asked how he knew this. It is possible that a prophet or scholar told him, and it is possible that his mazel saw even though he did not see. Reincarnating into a stone. The matter of reincarnating into something inanimate is also alluded to in the verse, "The stone from the wall cries out," Habakkuk 2:11. A person can reincarnate into a stone in a wall, which is inanimate, or like the beam of the timber shall answer it, Habakkuk 2:11, which is vegetation. They cry out because of all the punishment they endure while there. Some other verses will also be explained with the help of God. Into vegetation. We will now explain some different kinds of reincarnations. Know that someone who speaks Lashon Hara or similar reincarnates into an inanimate stone, as was explained with respect to Naval. As it says about him, he was a rock, because the opposite of speech is silence. Reincarnation is a leaf. Someone who feeds improperly slaughtered meat to Jews reincarnates as a leaf on a tree, which is vegetation. His punishment will be that the wind will hit him and make him move back and forth, and he will have no rest. When the set time for him is over, the leaf will become detached from the tree, wither, and fall to the ground. This will be like actual death for him, since he was cut off and uprooted from the world. This is the side of the verse, the leaf will wither. Jeremiah 8:13. Because someone who feeds improperly slaughtered meat to a Jew reincarnates as a leaf that withers and falls to the ground. This is also the side of the verse, you will be like an elm tree with withered leaves. Yeshayahu 1:30. Sometimes, after the leaf has withered, it returns as another leaf that also withers, even many times, in the same way that a person can reincarnate many times in this world to receive the punishment fitting for him. Into water. There are those who reincarnate into water, which is called vegetation, as mentioned previously, and they are as follows. Someone who spills blood in this world will reincarnate as water, and your sign is, you shall spill it on the ground like water. Devarim 12:16. His punishment is to be under a shower of water, where the water will constantly flow onto him. He will want to get up and stand, but the water will constantly force him down every moment. He will have no rest and will constantly swirl around in the place of the current. This is also alluded to in the verse, we will all die like water spilling down to the earth, Shemuel 14:14. Likewise, anyone meant to die by strangulation, but who was not punished by a Beit Din, will reincarnate into water and be strangled every moment, as mentioned. One who is intimate with a married woman and punishable by strangulation will reincarnate into a grinding stone, into which wheat is placed and is ground by water that rotates the millstone. That is where the man and woman will be judged, besod. You shall be milling after my wife, Job 31:30. One who disgraces the washing of the hands reincarnates into water. This is the side of the verse. Then they would have surged across our soul, the treacherous waters. Blessed is God, who did not present us as prey for their teeth. Tehillim 124:5-6. The initials of did not present us as prey for their teeth, spelled backwards, washed. This is the sod of what they say. One who eats without washing his hands is uprooted from the world and is judged with water. Sotah 4b. As discussed, there happens to be a hint to the opposite when it is said, blessed is God who did not present us as prey for their teeth, the initials of which spell the words that washed, because by washing our hands we are not given over as prey for their teeth, of surging waters as mentioned above. Therefore, blessed is God that we were not made like the evil who do not wash their hands. Someone who does not recite blessings of pleasure, disgracing them, robs his father and his mother, and is the companion of a destroyer, Mishalai 28:24, also reincarnates into water. Some reincarnate into animals. A leader who acts hoftily towards the community reincarnates as a bee. As Rav Nachman Bar Yitzhak said, pride does not suit women. 2 women were proud. The name of one was Bee, and the other one was Rat. They were Devorah, the prophetess, who lorded herself over Barak when she sent for him and did not want to go in himself, and Choldah, the prophetess, who disgraced Zetkiyahu, the king, when she said, say to the man who sent you to me, 2 Melachim 22:15. As they, the Arzal, wrote, through their words, there hinted that Devorah was an arrogant person, and therefore she did not perform any work. She was also talkative, and her mouth was never silent. Thus, a leader who is haughty towards the community and who speaks inappropriately reincarnates as a bee, which has these 2 traits. With this being said, this concludes this extremely momentous section of Sha'ar HaGilgalim, the Gates of Reincarnation. And with that being said, think before you act. Shalom Salah.